Rolihlahla Mandela was born into the Madiba clan in the village of Mvezo in the Eastern Cape on 18 July 1918. His mother was Nonqaphi Nonsikeni and his father was Nkosi Mphanganiswa Gadla Mandela, principal counselor to the acting king of the Tembu people, Jongindaba Dalindyebo. In 1930, he was 12 years old. His father died and the young Rolihlahla became a ward of Jongindaba at the Great Palace in Mqekezweni. He attended primary school in Qunu where his teacher, Miss Mdingane, gave him the name Nelson in accordance with the custom of giving all school children Christian names. He completed his junior certificate at Clarkebury Boarding Institute and went on to Hilden Town, a Wesleyan secondary school of some repute, where he matriculated. He completed his BA through the University of South Africa and went back to Fort Hare for his graduation in 1943. Meanwhile, he began studying for an LLB at the University of Witwatersrand. By his own admission, he was a poor student and left the university in 1952 without graduating. He only started studying again through the University of London after his imprisonment in 1962, but also did not complete that degree. Nelson Mandela, while increasingly politically involved from 1942, only joined the African National Congress in 1944 when he helped to form the ANC Youth League. In 1944 as well, he married Walter Sisulu's cousin, Evelyn Massey, a nurse. They had two sons, Madiba Tembegile Tembi and Mahato, and two daughters, both called Magaziwe, the first of whom died in infancy. He and his wife divorced in 1958. Mandela rose through the ranks of the ANC-YL, and through its efforts, the ANC adopted a more radical, mass-based policy.
We have made it very clear in our policy that South Africa is a country of many races. There is room for all the various races in this country. There are many people who feel that it is useless and futile for us to continue talking peace and non-violence.
The program of action in 1949. A 2-year diploma in law on top of his BA allowed Mandela to practice law. And in August 1952, he and Oliver Tambo established South Africa's first black-owned law firm in the 1950s, Mandela and Tambo. At the end of 1952, he was banned for the first time. As a restricted person, he was only permitted to watch in secret as the Freedom Charter was adopted in Klipton on 26 June 1955. Mandela was arrested in a countrywide police swoop on 5th December 1956, which led to the 1956 treason trial.
The drill hall in Johannesburg, used as a courtroom, drew big crowds to the opening of South Africa's mass treason trial. 152 people, Africans, Indians, Cape Coloreds and Europeans, are accused of plotting to overthrow the government and other treasonable activities. There was strong support for the prisoners from thousands, mostly African.
Men and women of all races found themselves in the dock in the marathon trial that only ended when the last 28 accused, including Mandela, were acquitted on 29 March 1961. On 11 June 1964, Mandela and 7 other accused, Walter Sisulu, Ahmed Kadrada, Govan Mbeki, Raymond Mhlaba, Dennis Goldberg, Elias Mtswaledi, and Andrew Mlangeni, were convicted and the next day were sentenced to life imprisonment. Goldberg was rather sent to Pretoria prison because he was white, while the others went to Robben Island. Mandela's mother died in 1968 and his eldest son Tembi in 1969. He was not allowed to attend their funerals. On the 31st of March 1982, Mandela was transferred to Colesmore prison in Cape Town with Sisulu, Mhlaba and Mlangeni. Kadrada joined them in October. When he returned to the prison in November 1985 after prostate surgery, Mandela was held alone. Justice Minister Gubi Kutsa visited him in hospital. Later, Mandela initiated talks about an ultimate meeting. He was released from its gates on Sunday, 11 February 1990, 9 days after the unbanning of the ANC and the PAC, and nearly 4 months after the release of his remaining Rivonia comrades. Throughout his imprisonment, he had rejected at least 3 conditional offers of release. Mandela immersed himself in official talks to end white minority rule, and in 1991 was elected ANC president to replace his ailing friend, Oliver Tambo. In 1993, he and President F.W. de Klerk jointly won the Nobel Peace Prize, and on the 27th of April 1994, he voted for the first time in his life. On the 10th of May 1994, he was inaugurated as South Africa's first democratically elected president. On his 80th birthday in 1998, he married Graça Machel, his third wife. True to his promise, Mandela stepped down in 1999 after one term as president. He continued to work with the Nelson Mandela Children's Fund he set up in 1995 and established the Nelson Mandela Foundation and the Mandela Rhodes Foundation. He died at his home in Johannesburg on the 5th of December 2013. Nelson Mandela never wavered in his devotion to democracy, equality, and learning. Despite terrible provocation, he never answered racism with racism. His life is an inspiration to all who are oppressed and deprived, and to all who are opposed to oppression and deprivation.